Good morning, everyone. Is Marcella here? And we are live. Happy Tea Time Tuesday. I hope everyone had a wonderful Labor Day holiday. All right, let's join in. Hopefully you can hear me. Let me know you're here and let me know what you're drinking. Welcome to Tea Time Tuesday. Let's get in. Let's get started so we can cover all that needs to be covered. Good morning. Good morning, Legacy Builders. Good morning, fabulous people. All right. And let me know. Good morning. Sorry for the delayed start. We had some technical difficulties, but I'm here. And I'm happy to be here. Good morning, Legacy Builders. Good morning. Oh, good morning, Jeanette. Good morning, Shawnee. Good morning, Laverne. So good to see you this morning. Good morning. All right. I love to see all these beautiful faces, wonderful people. And we have coming in with your beverages. So as always, I have my tea, my Magic Hour tea. So I'm going to take my sip with you as we get started. Good morning, all. Good morning, Gabrielle. Everyone, so happy you can join me. Always drop in. Let me know what you're drinking. Good morning. Let's get started because I want to make sure that I can cover everything that I need to today and the time frame that we have, because I never like to be before you long. We have busy days, and I just want to give you just what you need to get started on this glorious Tuesday morning. Marking your H2O. Thank you. Water with lavender and peppermint. Okay, Ron, I love it. Green passion smoothie. Yummy. That sounds so good. I still have to go make my smoothie later on after my tea time. All right. Good morning, Markel, Michelle, all these wonderful people. Riel. Okay. So today, I am bringing to you the concept of the 4 pillars. That's what we're talking about today. If you saw what I posted, the information that I shared with you, it is about developing the personal framework for fulfillment and impact. And so this is where it started. And let me go back and introduce myself because we do have some new people in the group who don't know me. So my name is Marcella Mullen Williams. I am the co-founder of Legacy Builder Group along with my partner Mark in the comments. And we're a holistic investment and coaching firm. And I am also a behavioral financial advisor, really working in the areas of neuroscience, psychology, and traditional finance to help you with your savings investment behavior. So all of it for me is about developing the behavior to build your legacy in all the areas of your life. So that's perfect because, excuse me, good morning. Good morning, Francesca. When I talk about building your legacy, in this group, we like to define what we mean by legacy because it is an abstract word, and we want to make that clear that when we're talking about legacy, we are talking about how other people will experience your existence. So in other words, the impact that you are making in this world and all the various ways that you can do that, which brings us to our conversation today. All right. So what we are, I'll have to pause because my mom's there. Hi, Mom. Mom's good morning. So what we're talking about today, and I'm sharing this coming off from our conversation last week. Last week, I talked about my flexibility fitness journey. I talked about, on my 45th birthday, September of last year. So we're coming up on my anniversary of my fitness journey. But when on my 45th birthday, I woke up and I made a decision that, no, I'm not going to feel the way I feel anymore. And that turned into a journey that shifted my mindset, that shifted my body, and overall who I became. That took 21 months. It was a 21-month journey. And when I came out of that 21-month journey, there was a revelation, an epiphany, right? So I talked about that. I talked about the finished journey last week, and I kind of shared with you guys the formula for achieving goals, really from a mindset perspective. And we kind of went through that. We talked about goals equaling behavior and mindset plus strategy. So you're taking the strategy plus your how you behave, how you shift your mindset, and that will help you achieve your goals. So we went through that. If you missed last week's live, I encourage you to go back and catch the replay and let us know that you did. Just hit hashtag replay so we know you're there. So, and if you're catching this on a replay, hello there, and hit hashtag replay so I know you caught us. All right. Good morning, Vanessa. So today I wanted to really talk about this insight that hit me after the 21 months of my flexibility journey. When I achieved my split, which turned out not to be the actual goal was the journey. And what came out of that were these 4 pillars, the 4 legacy pillars. And they are the finance pillar, the fitness pillar, the family pillar, and the faith pillar. So I want to break these down to you because usually when I do speak at events, I'm hired to speak, I'm able to touch on these as a part of the presentations that I do. But I've never really had an opportunity to do that with you guys, you know, and so I want to be able to do this because these 4 pillars are intertwined in everything I do. Everything that Mark and I do, even with our financial business, from the coaching element to the investing element, we incorporate these 4 pillars to make sure that our clients are receiving a holistic experience. So these 4 pillars, I want you to think about them like a 4-legged stool, all right? So let's picture a stool that you're sitting on. And you have, you know, like a 4-legged stool, you're sitting there. You want, when you sit on this stool, it to be sturdy, right? You want to make sure you're not falling off. And if you were to remove one leg, right? There was damage to that leg, and there are 3 legs now. You could still sit on a stool. I'm sure some of you have sat on a 3-legged stool, right? It still functions, you know? Maybe it's not as sturdy, as strong as a 4-legged stool, but it still functions. But then if you were to remove that 3rd leg and you're left with 2 legs on the stool, are you going to be able to sit comfortably on that stool? Probably not. And that is how I want you to picture what I'm talking about here. The way these 4 pillars operate, again, thinking of pillars, thinking of as a 4-legged stool, is supporting something. It provides the stability from a foundational level to support you. And what I realized through this process was that this was the framework to provide alignment in my life. When I came out of this journey of flexibility, it provided me alignment. And so we hear this word alignment, being in alignment. And I talk about being a financial alignment, and we make sure, again, that's a part of our experience with our clients. Alignment, I like to use the example of a vehicle. You know, when you're on your steering wheel, right? You're in your car, you're holding your steering wheel. And when your vehicle's not in alignment, what happens? Right? You're feeling the sway. Okay, you're feeling that pull, right? You have to kind of really be more intentional about keeping that car straight, keeping that steering straight, because it just naturally wants to sway on this side and sway on that side. In order for us to really be at ease in moving straight in the direction and getting to where we want to get to without constantly fighting or pulling the vehicle needs to be in alignment. And that's what I'm talking about. Does that make sense so far? Type in the comments so I know you're following me so far. Makes sense. Being in alignment is what I'm talking about. And the support of the 4-legged stool, your 4 pillars. And I'm going to go into each one of these. but I want to make sure you're with me so far as understanding when I'm talking about alignment, what that means, staying straight, staying focused. Okay. Thank you, Francesca. Thank you, Roxanne. Yes. All right. So now I can get into what I'm talking about here with these pillars, why these 4 pillars matter for the foundation of who we are, who we need to be, where we need to go, and how it helps us to stay in alignment. All right. So let's start with the first pillar. And that is, I like to start with the finance pillar. And I start with the finance pillar in conversations because it's the thing that provides our needs. And I often refer to Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And if you understand Maslow's hierarchy, it starts the foundational level is our physiological needs. You know, the basic needs, you know, water, shelter, the things we, not our wants, but the things we actually require to sustain life. And then it moves to all the other areas, our needs and our wants, and that provide fulfillment. So money is that thing that makes it believable, that makes us feel comfortable, safe, secure, all these things, right? And we're always looking for that tangible thing that provides us. And I often reference the Bible because that's just my foundation. That's where my structure, where my guide is. So I use this as an example. And when I think of it, why I start with money, and it's because that there's that tangible, as humans, we need that tangible thing that makes us feel safe. And it's the same reason, and I'm not calling money an idol. It can be, but I'm not calling money an idol in general. But in the Bible, it's often referenced, and no matter how much God showed up for the people, and they were supported by Him, they always felt the need to create an idol, a golden calf, something tangible that made them feel safe and secure. And the thing is that we still have that need today, and when money's abused, we often use money as that crutch. But I'm here to tell you that money is a wonderful tool when it's not the thing that we rely on. It's simply the thing that we use as the tool, not the source. And this taps into why we have to work on our money mindset. When we're able to focus on breaking the social and cultural and religious chains that hold us back from actually developing a healthy relationship with money, then we're able to grow, attract abundance, be able to live a life that's more fulfilling. But it starts with identifying our money demons, what I refer to as, or Mark and I refer to as our money demons. And that's really getting into the crux of what is framing our mindset around money. You know, what are the things that we heard verbally? What are the things that we saw visually? What are the messages that we received subliminally about money? And how has that shaped our perception around money? So I see some people typed in wonderful, finance pillar. We have to tap into our finance. Oh, okay, Ron, wonderful. Money is a terrible master, but an excellent servant. One of my favorite quotes. Thank you for that, husband. Money is a terrible master, but an excellent servant. That is such a great reference to what I'm saying, and that really encompasses what I'm talking about. Allow money to be an excellent servant happens when we're able to tap into and strengthen our financial pillar. And that starts with addressing our view, our perspective around money and where that comes from. And it always comes from childhood. So that is the finance pillar that we need to strengthen and establish in order to do that. So start asking yourself the question. You can start with that. With the finance pillars, what did I hear growing up about money? Okay. Then the fitness pillar. And this is what I touched on last week when I shared my journey. It is about prioritizing your physical and mental well-being, giving yourself full permission to tap into all the things that are needed to establish your fitness pillar. What is it that your body needs? Each of us a desire to feel better about ourselves. This is just, it's natural. This is why this is number 2 for me. Because again, going back to Maslow's hierarchy of needs, this taps into the second layer, which is the safety level, the safety need. And in that is our desire for health, for us to feel safe in our bodies, for us to be better. We have to be able to make ourselves a priority. And we're often distracted. We're so often putting everything else. That's what I did. It took me my entire life, and my husband can tell you, it took me so long to get to the point where I made my health a priority. And like I shared last week, you have to be able to attach value to your fitness pillar. You have to be able to attach the value that will be able to make that objective a priority, and therefore shift your mindset and your behavior so that you'd be able to achieve the results you desire. That's how you make that a priority, and that's how you strengthen your fitness pillar. So we have your finance pillar and your fitness pillar. Type finance pillar. We're strengthening our fitness pillar. We're strengthening our finance pillar. Now let's strengthen our family pillar. When it comes to our family pillar, I am talking about interdependent relationships. So you can type in interdependent relationships so you're clear. I know interdependent is a long one for you guys, but type it in or write it down so you know what I'm talking about when I'm saying family pillars, your interdependent relationships. So it could be a partner, your children, family members, even co-workers. We're talking about healthy relationships that give you the freedom to be yourself and supports your growth and allows you to have flexibility with one another. So hear that. It allows you the freedom to be yourself, relationships that support growth mutually, and the flexibility that's needed with one another. It's allowing that energy into your life. And the more you do that, the more you're able to eliminate the toxic relationships, the codependent relationships, the unhealthy relationships that do not support your growth, that do not allow flexibility, that do not allow you the freedom to be yourself. It is so important to understand that you have to learn and develop the skills to be able to establish interdependent relationships. But the freedom to be yourself starts with you. An interdependent relationship is not about anyone else. When you're comfortable with yourself, then these relationships can flourish. So that's the family pillar. The family pillars, the interdependent relationships that allow you the freedom to be yourself. And that leads to what I believe is the most important pillar. And yes, I did it in reverse. I saved the best for last. But again, it's how our mind works. So I started with what we're familiar with what we're comfortable with. But this is where the work is done to strengthen all 4 pillars. And that is the faith pillar. And so type in faith pillar. When I talk about the faith pillar, I am talking about your belief system The belief system, how you organize your thoughts and your behaviors around what you say you believe. This is what you believe about yourself and what you believe about your purpose for being here. The purpose in which your Creator created you and why you exist on this planet. What you believe about yourself and what you believe about the purpose of your existence drives your behavior in a powerful way. This is where the shaping, where the work is actually done. Because when you can establish a strong and powerful faith pillar, where you understand your source, where you can tap into that and get clarity around who you are, why you were created in the authority in which you were created in, and how powerful you are. Then you can place value in your fitness. Then you can be free to be yourself, and others can understand that in your family pillar. Then you can attract the abundance that you desire in your financial pillar by eliminating all of those money demons that have been holding you back. And then I'm not even talking about, like, it doesn't matter how much money you have in your bank account. You can have millions. All of these mindsets will determine the strength in which you're able to grow and elevate to the next level and then the next level, because that is what life is about. Consistent elevation, consistent growth. We were created to grow and grow in who we are purposefully here to do, how we impact others, legacy. These 4 pillars establish a firm foundation in who we are, an ultimate fulfillment, because in all these areas, not just 1, not just 2, 3, you might be all right, but you're still going to feel some unfulfillment. But 4, when you're able to be in alignment, and when I say alignment, I'm not talking about balance. There's a difference. Balancing is trying to stay on on those 2 legs. Alignment is understanding that you're working simultaneously to be. You won't always get it right. You're not perfect. I'm certainly not perfect. But there's a feeling that I know that I felt when I came out of those 21 days, and I really started establishing those pillars. And I started looking as these areas were falling in line. And it didn't mean that everything looked right, but in my head, there was peace. There was joy. There was understanding, even when I wasn't sure how things were going to turn out in certain times in these areas. So I want you to be able to make sure you hear what I'm saying. Are you guys understanding what I'm saying? And I'm seeing the wonderful comments. Thank you, Francesca. Eliminating the toxic relationship by developing healthy interdependent relationships. So powerful. Thank you. I'm so glad you got that. Yes. Wow. Family pillar, interdependent relationships are huge for me. Yes, Dr. Roxanne, I know how big that is for you. Thank you for sharing. So really tapping into these 4 pillars in a powerful way where you're in alignment. Let alignment, not balance be the thing, but understand alignment. We don't want to keep pulling, because life's going to pull on us. Alignment gives us the peace and the power to know that, you know what? I'm focused here. I'm focused here. I'm focused here. I'm focused here. And you know how you can focus on 4 things at the same time? Because how you do one thing is how you'll do anything. I'm going to say that again. How you do one thing is how you'll do anything. Develop the behavior that will build your legacy and that will establish your legacy pillars. Thank you all for joining me. I was like, how am I going to get all this in 20 to 30 minutes? Okay, I did. And those who catch the replay, thank you for joining us. So happy to have you. Thank you for all the wonderful comments. You know I'm going to go back and respond and register. And I so look forward to catching you all for the next Tea Times Tuesday. In the meantime, stay powerful and continue to build your legacy. I'll see you next time.